Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
Welcome to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery, and it's a real pleasure to be here today and to introduce to you Janice Hogan, who is with the Girl Scouts organization in the Midland, Odessa, and Permian Basin area. And it's a real pleasure to have her come and talk about some really important things that I think we all need to know. This Sunday and next Sunday she'll be here, and next Sunday she'll be talking specifically about a big event that's coming up on December the 3rd. But a lot has changed in the Girl Scouts since the very first troop was organized in 1912. And in those early days, girls concentrated on things like food science and consumerism and conservation and how food was made. And today it's evolved so that it focuses on things like public policy and digital technology and all of the kinds of things that make it a very modern organization. And so we're going to hear a lot about the history and about membership and badges and volunteerism and a lot of things that you need to know about the new Girl Scouts. And I want to introduce to you Janice Hogan. And Janice, it's a pleasure to have you here, and I want you to start off by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Well, good morning, Johnny Lou. I've been with the Girl Scouts since December of last year. I came primarily from a sales background, and I've also been a nonprofit before. I have some history with junior achievement and different organizations. But Girl Scouts is really where my heart is now. There's just so much to be done with the young girls today to help them maximize their potential as adults in our community.
Yes, and so many exciting things are happening in this organization. But were you a Girl Scout when you were a little girl?
Yes,
and a
ma'am,
brownie
I was.
and all that?
I was a brownie, and I went to camp, and I flew up to be a junior and did all those fun Girl Scout kind of things.
And people who have not had girls in Girl Scouts do not realize all of the opportunities that girls have.
Absolutely.
Whether it's going to other countries and just all kinds of special interests that they can pursue. But the other thing they don't realize is what a far-flung organization. This is a worldwide organization, and most people seem to think it's just in the United States. And also most people think it's just for little girls. They don't realize that it follows the girls up through high school and then into college. And so we've got a lot of things to talk about. But do you have daughters, and have they been involved in Girl Scouts?
No, ma'am. Ironically, I have boys.
Okay.
I get my girl fix when I go to work.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, I want us to start by giving a little bit of history about Girl Scouts.
Well, as you mentioned, Girl Scouts was founded in 1912 by a lady named Juliette Lowe. And
who was a real character.
Oh, yes, she was, very much so. And in fact, you know, we just passed October, which was the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and some people don't know that Juliette Lowe did die of breast cancer. And she was also deaf by the time she died. And that's where a lot of our emphasis, of course, with October and breast cancer awareness, and then also, of course, with meeting the needs of deaf people.
And one of the things that was so interesting in studying Juliette Lowe's history is she was a world traveler, and she was from a privileged family, but she really saw a need in developing young girls to have courage and confidence and commitment to public service.
Yes, ma'am.
And so she started the Girl Scouts at a time when people didn't think girls should be involved in things like that. And she built a basketball court. I know you know this, but a lot of people don't. She built a basketball court, and they made her camouflage it, put things around so people couldn't see girls in their bloomers out there playing basketball. And so just some neat stories about her. And that has given the flavor of the Girl Scouts all these years, because the Girl Scouts are more daring as far as tackling subjects and earning badges and doing some of the things that they do, and going at young ages abroad to study and to have wider opportunities.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I want you to tell a little bit about membership into the Girl Scouts.
Well, membership in the Girl Scout is open all the time. Sometimes people think that it's only in the fall that we accept registrations, but we do accept new girls throughout the year, even in the summer. So while some of our troops do take sabbaticals in the summer, there are also most of them that do meet at least once a month for get-togethers so they can stay connected before the next school year starts. In Midland right now, we already have almost 2,000 girls involved in the Midland and outlying areas, and the membership is $12 a year, which is very economical for almost all families, and it takes you from September 30th through the following September 30th. So anytime anybody wanted to join, they just have to pay the $12 registration fee, and we can get their girl involved in a troop.
And that's good with our mobile society where people are coming in and going all the time. But another thing that is interesting is we've changed the face of Girl Scouts in that there's a lot of online programs.
Yes, ma'am.
And so how do they access that?
What we have is the pathways. And there's lots of different pathways to be in Girl Scouts. You could be a Girl Scout in a traditional troop, like most of us are familiar with. We also have, as you mentioned, the online, where they can access all the Girl Scout materials and information online, and they merely have to go to our website to find out more about that.
And they can get badges online.
Yes, ma'am.
Work on badges. And the reason this is important is in our rural West Texas, where we have some tiny little communities that don't have Girl Scout troops.
Yes, ma'am. We also, for people in those situations, or even just a homeschool situation, we have what we call the Juliet Girl Scouts, which are aptly named after Juliet Lowe. And what that is like, as I mentioned, kind of like a homeschool version of Girl Scouts, where the parent or guardian of the girl and the girl can work one-on-one at home. And they can do all of the same things as a troop. And in Midland, we also have where the Juliet girls meet at our council once a month, just to further their Girl Scout experience and have a little bit of fellowship time and things like that.
We're going to have to take a break right now, but I want to tell you something that we're going to be talking about after the break, is that we're going to talk about where this district is encompassing, because they've just restructured at the national level, and they've consolidated several of the districts. So a lot of people that were in Girl Scouts years ago will not recognize the district that we have now. So even though Janice is located in Midland, she services a much bigger area. So we'll talk about that after the break.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.